Hi everyone, this is the video for a Virgo moon. So Virgo moon, Virgo is a mutable earth sign and it's ruled by the planet Mercury. There's also symbolism connected with, or common symbolism is the Virgin. Virgo moon people are emotional perfectionists. They're very pedantic and they like things to be pure, clean. They're very quick thinkers because Mercury, again, it's the planet of communication, and it also rules Gemini moon also. But with the Virgo moon, it's more of a grounded energy. So it takes on a bit more of a serious tone for the Virgo moon personality. So as I said, they have quick reactions and there's a practical emphasis. So they're very good at organising and categorising things. It also gives them an ability for research, so they'd be very good at researching facts and figures. And they're very detail-oriented people. So, for example, a Virgo moon at home, if you were to have a peek in their kitchen cupboard, you might see that all their herbs are lined up in order. Or they've got very neat cupboards, that sort of thing. They're very focused on what's correct and correctness, and they don't like misinformation or they don't, and they also don't like to be incorrect themselves. So they'll go out of their way to get the right information and make sure they know what they're talking about. They'd be very good at a debate as well. They are very cool and controlled people, and they could be a little bit hard to get to know because they are so cool and controlled. In terms of a Virgo employee, they are pretty good employees because they're actually quite hardworking and they're very detail-oriented people. So they're very good at keeping accurate records, working with databases, analysis, analysing information, gathering the correct information, research, and they're also they're good with people because they're naturally of service and they like to help people. That's something that's a real focus for the Virgo moons. They being of service to others, meaning they like to help, and they'll do this in a very practical, earthy way. So they might see details that other people have missed and say, well, say for example, in a relationship and the Virgo moon partner becomes sick, well, they're going to know exactly what herb you need to take and what you should do to get better, and they're going to have a quick understanding of health issues, and they probably have an interest in health themselves. That's one area that's in focus for them relating to the 6th house of the natal chart. And they're more of an introvert, Virgos. They're not going to be the life of the party. They're not going to be wanting, huge amounts of attention from other people. They are happiest when they are being of service and working with the details in their lives. They like order and cleanliness at home. As I said earlier, they prefer to stay sort of on the edge of activity. So rather than being at the centre, they want to be on sort of the outskirts, so they see what's going on and be able to help. And they might be a little bit obsessed with fixing things, in the sense of fixing other people or correcting all the time. So on the negative side of Virgo moon, they can have a critical side, a very critical side. So in a lower sort of energy of a Virgo moon, they have to be careful of not being too critical of their partners. They are very intellectual. They do want an intellectual match to themselves, and they have an element of a need to control as well, so that's definitely there. They also can be a little bit obsessive, as I said, about cleanliness. So they might be obsessive hand washers, or they'd be very neat, so they probably present themselves quite neatly, or be aware of their presentation and that sort of thing. Also, they might have a tendency to worry, so this is a very typical thing of a Virgo moon. And children with Virgo moons you know, they can be worrywarts, and they can be very self-critical. So if somebody criticizes a child with a Virgo moon, they do take it pretty harshly, because they just internalize it. They're not going to sort of maybe even say anything. They're just going to feel, they're going to feel sad within themselves, and they're going to internalize that and feel bad about themselves. So other, say an Aries moon that was criticized will react out and have something to say about it. They might react aggressively or defensively, but a Virgo moon probably won't say a word. They'll probably just internalize it, and it will eat away at them. So yeah, they can be also uptight and a bit irritable. A bit highly strung is probably more what it is. And they need to sometimes just release and let go of all the control and all the details and everything like that, because it gets too much sometimes. So they probably enjoy trips to the ocean or going to the beach, things that they can just completely release. And the opposite sign is Pisces, so anything Piscean will be soothing for that highly strung nature that they have. Yeah, sometimes they can forget, I'm just checking my notes again, they can forget the bigger picture of life, and they can just get stuck in those details. So they need to connect to the spiritual flow of life to get them out of that Virgoan tendency to just pick on every detail and be obsessed about every detail. So, you know, in a higher sense, they are meant to be of service to others. You know, it's going to depend on where the moon is placed in their natal chart as to what area of life they're going to be of service. Say if the moon was in the 10th house of their natal chart, they would be of service in the career. If their moon was, say, in the 4th house of the family, they might find that they will be looking after an elderly family member or their mother or father in the old age, and that they would be in a way fulfilled by doing that. So it's not the be all and end all, but that is definitely a major part of who they are. I think, the other thing was, I think I mentioned they're hard workers, but they also have natural discipline. So they are naturally driven to be practical, to act, and to get things done. And they're very task orientated, so they're always trying to get things done, improve on this, improve that, have systems in place that work for them for their routine. They're very routine oriented, and they probably, as I said earlier, are very focused on health and well-being. If they're not focused on health and well-being, they may just worry about their health too much. So, but most Virgo moon people, they might have a strict diet, or they might be into health, healthy eating, food, supplements and herbs and that sort of thing, and knowing what each herb means and what each herb does and all that sort of thing. Or they might be really interested in going to the gym or working out, that sort of thing as well. Yeah, I think I've covered everything that I was going to say for the Virgo moon. If you have any questions about Virgo moon, feel free to ask, or if you're a Virgo moon and you want to add some input, feel free to comment below, and be happy to hear from you. Thanks for watching.